welcome back to Chismeando with Las Mamonas. I'm Shay.
I'm Audrey.
And we are back with another episode. On today's episode, we're going to talk about a topic that's a very sensitive one, just because there's a lot of people who choose to not talk about it and who
avoid talking about it.
Yeah, exactly. Avoid talking about it, and whenever someone even mentions it, they're like, shut up, don't even mention it. I don't even want to think about it. But that topic is death. And I don't know if you guys know, which actually most of you guys don't know, but me and Audrey work in tax and life insurance agency with a couple of our family. And earlier this week we got a message from one of our clients, and mind you, this client is someone who
we offer the services, which is life insurance.
Exactly.
And she was the reason why the husband didn't get the life insurance. She did not want to. She avoided any way to purchasing life insurance or getting any type of like coverage on the family, and this is the message that she sent us.
Yeah, she basically avoided it because it was something that she just feared, because she did not ever want to imagine losing anyone close to her. But unfortunately, even though that we don't want to imagine it, that doesn't mean that it's never going to happen. It's going to happen regardless. We don't know when, we don't know what time, how old we are. Doesn't matter if we're young or old.
And how we're gonna pass away,
or how we're gonna pass away. It's gonna happen regardless. But she sent us this message, and we want to read it to you guys. And it says, when living your everyday life, you don't think that maybe tomorrow you or your loved ones might not be here. We don't like talking about death to our loved ones because it's a harsh subject. So if a loved one brings up the topic, if I die, I want to be cremated, or I want this, or I want that, we usually tell them, don't talk like that, or automatically we drop the subject. I know, because that was me. My husband tried talking to me a handful of times. He would try to talk to me about getting life insurance. Of course, I would change the conversation because I didn't want to even imagine any of us dying. That's one of my biggest regrets, not sitting down and having those serious conversations. My husband passed away a year and a half ago. He was only 47, and when he passed, I wasn't prepared. I had no money saved, and it was a difficult time. I wanted his services to be beautiful, but everything is so expensive. When a loved one passes, you shouldn't have to worry about how you're going to come up with the money to bury them. That should be your time of grieving. Please don't make the same mistake I did and get life insurance. What's a little money a month compared to $17,000 or more? It will save you in the long run, because we're all going to pass sometime. It doesn't matter how young you are, tomorrow isn't promised. And literally that message like touched each and every single one of us here in the office, because it's so crazy how she was so sure that it was not going to happen anytime soon, that her husband was healthy and everything. And that's the thing, like, someone can be so healthy from top to bottom and still, like, cuando le toca, le toca.
Yeah, especially, I mean, like what I always tell my clients is that we go out, you know, to go work, but we don't know if we're gonna come back, especially because there's a lot of danger out there. Like, literally, it could be literally from the beginning of your day by you showering, te caes, you know, te mueres ahí en la bathtub. I mean, it's crazy to say, and then you might say, Audrey, come on, you've been watching too many movies. It's reality. It has happened. And then from there, you get into your car, a car accident can happen. I mean, you never know. You know, there's like, a lot. Literally, any way you can pass away. And it's so I know it's a hard topic to even talk about, because we don't wanna, like, we don't even want to think about passing away. Like, for me, like, I don't even, like, I know it's gonna happen, but in a way I pray God every single day from to protect me. Why? Because I have a little ones, you know. I want them to at least be 18 years old, but yet we don't know. You know, we don't know. And then I guess the only thing is be prepared, you know, be prepared for when you pass away. And then as Latinos, Mexicanos, like, sometimes we're so hard-headed on, like, talking about that. Why? Because we say que nos traemos la mala suerte. Which is, in reality, it's not, you know. Cuando te toca, like you say, like, cuando te toca, y it's your time to go, like, aunque te quites, you know. But, I mean, it's sad, to be honest. It hit us, all of us here. When she sent that message, we're like, oh, crap. Like, I know we do this for living as well, especially me. I do this for living, but it hits different, you know. It hits different. Like, seeing that message, that, and then the thing that I couldn't even get this type of client, I couldn't give her relief. Why? Because she didn't purchase life insurance, so we couldn't give her that check that, she just got. I mean, we were able to help her out with a little bit of money, but nothing like she would have had that coverage, so. But what do you think about that? Like,
well, honestly, like, obviously, that we in our family, we've encountered so many deaths throughout the years, and obviously us being like surrounded with what death is, because that's what we kind of do, that's what we work around with. And honestly, I never, before I came to work with you guys, I didn't really understand the whole thing of like life insurance. Like, yes, I had it, but that's because my brother, he did it for me, so it's just like, okay, like he was like, you know what, just sign here, let me take care of the rest. I'm like, sure, okay, you do you. But now working with you guys and seeing like what goes on behind the closed doors, and seeing what type of clients come to us, and their life stories, and how they lost this person, how they lost that person, or they don't want to. It's just so crazy, because sometimes when we even hear like a client say, oh, like I don't need it, or like I'm not gonna die soon, or I'm too young to die, it's just like, no, like imagine you being a mom, having your 2 kids, y tú sin seguranza de vida, and then you fucking leaving, and then leaving your kids with nothing. Like, with who are you gonna leave them with? And you don't even know if like the person who you're leaving them with is even gonna be even financially stable, or be able to take care of them in a way that they deserve to be taken care of,
Yeah, and plus nothing like you be the one taking care of your kids, there's not gonna be, I mean, even the dad, like, it won't be the same, the same thing. It's not the same thing as the mom. Like, I know you'll be like, oh my god, you're such a mom. I am such a mom, because I know that the way like my kids are, like, moms that you guys are there, you guys are gonna like notice how, like, as a mom, like, te hagan lo que te hagan berrinches, you're still gonna be there for your kids, and the dad is like, okay, whatever, you can go with your mom, so you always have to be there. So it is difficult to even think about like me passing away, with having my 2 little ones. But yeah, I mean, obviously, like she said, we have been through many deaths through the family, and it's just crazy, because every single death, I mean personally, like, it taught me something, it made me realize a different way of life. Especially, I have lost, obviously, starting a super young age, 3 years old, I lost my dad. And I feel that helped me, not help me, but made me a little stronger, because I feel like nothing can break me. Like, literally nothing can break me, because I already went through one of the most like painful thing, which is losing my dad at such a young age, like, and not having my mom around. So I feel like it taught me being a little bit stronger. And then obviously my mentality is way different. I know I'm only 26 years old, but I feel like I'm already like 45, because of everything I went through already. But yeah, I mean, it's just, and obviously the cousin, the other family members that, I mean, it makes you realize that doesn't have age, doesn't have like, no tiene favoritismo. You're flaco, gorda, whatever age you are, like, it's gonna happen. Sadly, it's gonna happen. So I mean, I feel like you just gotta live your life, every single day is a blessing. So I always say, like, one day at a time, un día a la vez, porque no sabes si hoy, mañana, o no cuando sea tu día. So
not only that, but literally everything just happens like in a blink of an eye. And it's crazy how literally God has a plan for everyone. Like, he has everything figured out for everyone. When is their time to go, when they're gonna come into this world, and he's gonna let them do what he has planned for them to do.
Right.
Obviously, that our cousin, one of our cousins, obviously you didn't meet her.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't meet her.
But I know she was a beautiful human soul. I mean, I didn't get to meet her in like alive, but I feel like I knew her, because all the family members talk about beautiful things about her, and I have seen pictures. So yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like, I was at a very young age when she did pass, and and I only have like vivid memories of her, like when I would go to her house and I would play with her and all this stuff. But it's just crazy how you would see her and you would tell yourself, damn, like that girl is so super healthy. Like she's so healthy, no tiene nada malo, es de buena sangre, like no es
super happy as well,
super
right?
happy, no nada envidiosa. And then next thing you know, at 10 years old, she passes away due to medical conditions or what she went through, like something like that. And good thing that her dad did have life insurance, which was able to cover everything for her services to come out beautiful as they did. And it hit us very, very hard. And then, you know, a couple years later, 2014, we lost another cousin due to violence and all this stuff.
Right.
Did my aunt have life insurance?
Yeah, she did. Well, he did. He did. But we didn't know. I mean, that was the other thing, you know. That's more into the business, but that was a point that the aunt didn't know he had life insurance, but he did. But the life insurance came into place after because no one knew that he had life insurance. So we went through the kermés situation, about donations and all of that. Why? Because he never told anybody that there was a life insurance, you know.
But that's another thing. Like, we shouldn't have to. No deberíamos to be asking for help, you know.
Right.
We shouldn't
have responsibility to be prepared.
We shouldn't have to do kermeses. We shouldn't have to do GoFundMes. Like, we should have that time. The time that we're spending asking for help, doing kermeses and doing GoFundMes, car washes, anything that you can think of, going to like restaurants and asking, you know, I'm selling this, I'm selling that. You shouldn't have to do that. You should spend your time mourning and grieving of like everything that you're feeling and going through, because like losing a person is not easy. It's not something that de un día a otro se te va a pasar, or you know, like it's something that's very, very, very difficult, and it's also something that people don't really see it the way that we do. And then before it's too late, it's just like, fuck, like I should have done this, I should have done that. Like, you shouldn't have to live your life to the point where it's too late to do something. You know? Like, if you're gonna do it, do it. And another example that I went through, and it was in middle school and it's crazy because the same year that our cousin passed away, I had a very close friend who passed away a couple months after. You know, because he had passed away May 2014. I think so, yeah. 2014. And then my friend passed away October 2014. And it's crazy because literally it was 8th grade, you know, it was Halloween, and
that one they even came out in the news and then everything.
Todo, and not only was it one, like it was 3 of them, like in total. I didn't know the other 2 girls, but you know, they were tagging along with her. You know, they were with her.
So se murieron las 3?
Yeah, because it was like a hit and run. And it's crazy because literally that day we had like a little like Halloween dance thing at school, and I was with her, like we were dancing and stuff, and like towards the end, like she came up to me and she's like, oh, like I'm leaving now, this and this and that, and I tell her like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna leave soon too, like I'll see you Monday. I never saw her again.
Oh my god.
And it's crazy how short life is, you know.
And what do you felt that when you saw the news, you know, or maybe your mom heard about it, like them passing away? Like, well, I mean, obviously you were so young, so what went through your mind, you know, about them passing away?
Obviously I found out because another friend reached out to me, another friend that was close to her, and she texted me saying, oh, you know, she just passed away. And I was just like, what the heck, like,
is that even real?
That's not even funny. Like, don't say that, you know? Right. But then and then the moment you just start seeing people just post and like share pictures, and it's just like, damn, like, okay, this is fucking real. But it's like, what the fuck happened, you know? Like, oh, like hit and run, like, you know, like son las tres, you know? Yeah. And it was just like, damn, like, and then we would go back to school the following week, and then like counselors, you know, therapy sessions, like
for everybody else,
for everyone, like they would bring counselors to school and like therapists, so in case anyone, obviously it was hard for everyone who knew her, And for the school, you know, we even got her like I think we even like the school even
did like a little memory.
Yeah, the memory thing like by in front of the school with like a little tree. I'll go see. And yeah, they brought counselors.
Well, we know it's the little altar and stuff like that.
Yeah, they brought counselors, they brought therapists, and like everyone was just like going. Like some people couldn't even stay in class because they just couldn't keep themselves together, and like
crying and everything.
Crying. Like her friends, like we would even have to, and they would they had this in the cafeteria, so like people like during like their class times, the ones that they couldn't even stand being there, they would take them to the cafeteria and like have someone to talk to and stuff. But it was a very difficult time, and it's just like fuck, like she was so young, you know, like she was so full of life, like had so much ahead of her. She was so excited for her quinceañera. Sadly, she didn't get to have her quinceañera, and it's just crazy how fast life happens, because before you know it, in a blink of an eye, everything's gone.
Yeah. It's just crazy, to be honest. Like, I mean, I feel like the other thing why I got life insurance, and we're not sponsoring our business, by the way. We're not sponsoring our business. But you know, the one main reason why I got life insurance was when I noticed, you know, that when Leo passed away. So sorry, I just threw the name, but when the cousin passed away, because I noticed, you know, how we went through the kermeses, because I even helped for the kermeses, that car washes, and everything that they went through, you know. And not only that, but seeing like the after, you know, most of the people's like we only think about like the services, none of that, but we don't think about after the person passes away, you know, but the bills, everything, all the responsibilities that's still coming in after the person dies. Like it doesn't stop there, you know. It keeps going like every single day. Like that's the reason why you should be prepare. So obviously when we went through Leo, I knew him, so it did hit me hard, you know, and then but I had to stay strong because of my husband, you know. It hit really bad, your brother. Trust me, I don't think if he would have been alone, like I would like kind of avoid for him to stay alone, because he'll cry. Like he will cry. That day that he passed away, he got in the shower and he was crying, screaming. I literally went in there and I'm like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Well, obviously I wasn't, I don't think I said that, but I just said like, are you okay? And then obviously there was no way, there's no words, you know. I feel like there's, as much as you wanna like tell the person that it's gonna be okay, like it's not, it doesn't feel okay, you know, losing someone. So I noticed we went through everything. We went with him passing away, with the cousin passing away, and it made me just realize I was only 18 years old when he passed away. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get life insurance. Like I don't care. I mean, I was single back there. I was here with my parents. I had no kids, you know. I only had my boyfriend. I mean, I had really nothing important besides my parents and my boyfriend at the time. But I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cover myself, you know. Either way, if like I don't have any kids, like a husband or anything, like my parents too, you know, we like you're still young. Like we're gonna leave that freaking peso, you know, and like your parents having to do kermeses and all of that. So it is sad. I mean, and then sometimes it's just hard to even like think about how people don't like to realize that one day we're gonna pass away. You know, I don't understand why people even are afraid to talk about it, you know. Why you think of people are like afraid to talk about it?
I feel like when people are scared to talk about it, it's because themselves are scared to even imagine the fact of them no longer being here.
Right.
Like, I feel like cuando una persona no quiere hablar de eso is because it's one of like their biggest fears, and they choose, that's their excuse. Oh, I'm never gonna die. That's their excuse on hiding the fact that they're scared to pass away, that they're scared to go, to even imagine what they're gonna leave their family with, or if even a loved one of theirs would pass away, like how they're gonna feel, like the emptiness in their heart, you know, like and everything. And I honestly feel that every death that we've experienced, or at least that I've experienced, has taught me something, and that's to literally cherish every moment you have, because you never know if tomorrow or even today will be your last day, or if si mañana no llega. So like right now, like for example, I go home, oh, I'll see you tomorrow, Audrey. You never know I'm gonna see you tomorrow.
Yeah, it's sadly to say. And also like you know, the main thing is like, yes, that's one thing, like live your day like it was your last, you know. Plus there's some, especially Latinos, there's like, and families, you know, Mexican families, it's always often que se pelean, you know, que se pelean con la mamá, con el papá, with the family member, and then the person passes away, and then what happens? Ahí están llorando, están ahí, oh my God, why didn't I try to fix things with the person? ¿Por qué tenía mi ego tan big? I didn't wanna like fix stuff, you know. So please, like, come on, like none of that matters anymore when the person passes away. So like, don't do that, you know, especially with your mom and your dad. Like, don't do that. I know we all went through that phase when you're like, get mad at your mom, you know, and you say, oh my God, I wish you were dead. And please do not say that. Like,
please don't.
I know, please. No matter how old you are, like, do not say that, because you never know. You don't, like, I'm just like, oh my gosh, even que sea tu mamá, que te enojes con ella, pelees con tu mamá, I feel like I can't even imagine losing my mom. But yeah, I mean,
basically what we want you guys to get out of this episode is that basically it's 2023, guys. It's a new year. You don't want to be based off all the fucking rencores that you have towards people in your life. Like, yeah, like, put your fucking pride aside. Like, stop making your fucking ego be so fucking high that no one can like even climb up it. But it's like, it's a new year. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Right.
Spend time with your loved ones. Cherish them. Appreciate the times that
you can.
Yeah,
of course.
Exactly. Because it's like, uno nunca sabe, and we never know what we have until it's gone. And once we see it that it's gone, it's like, fuck, like, I should have done this.
Sometimes it's too late.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't want it to ever be too late. Right. And you don't ever want to have to live with the feeling like, I should have done this, I should have done that. Because living with like the what ifs is what's going to kill you slowly, mentally and physically. Right. Because you'll start blaming yourself. You'll literally go through the 5 stages of grief, and you'll go from anger, from denial, to fucking grieving, to feeling everything that you feel, and it's going to mess you up bad. So please, cherish your family, cherish everyone that you have,
every single moment you spend with them,
every single moment you spend with them, every single moment that you spend with yourself. Like, I know that there's a lot of people dealing with their own things, and they even feel like, oh no, like, I'm never gonna get out of this. I don't see myself getting out of this. No, like, have faith in yourself. Push yourself to get out of that hole before it gets even deeper to where you can't even get out anymore.
Right.
And surround yourself with people that love you, or people that you love, because
you feel safe.
Because there's nothing better than that. Surrounding yourself with people that love you and appreciate you.
Right.
So yeah, guys, like, please take this into consideration. Take this as a life lesson. I'm sure many of you guys have lost loved ones, and to the ones that have, I'm so very sorry that you needed to experience that. And I hope that little by little you're healing in your own way. And to the ones that haven't experienced this, I hope that you don't experience this anytime soon.
Right.
Because it's something that's very, very painful, and it's something that you really do not ever heal from. You just learn how to live with it. But yeah, guys, that's it.
And protect your family.
Protect your family. Yeah.
I mean, you know, sometimes we take for granted the time we have, and sometimes the money. Sometimes we spend money on things, on dumb stuff that we don't even need. So if you're able to afford getting life insurance, I totally suggest for you to do it. And I'm not sponsoring my business, but if you would like any information, there's my information down here, and you can always send me a message. But yeah, thank you so much. And I also want to give a shout out to all the Mamonas. We hitting the 3,000 Mamonas.
Yeah, we hit the 3,000 followers on Instagram, and we hit the 200 subscribers on YouTube. So please, guys,
thank you for the support.
If you guys know people who are obsessed with knowing Chisme and knowing all the rants, please send them to us.
Right.
So they can be catching up with us every Tuesday with us on the Chisme. And also make sure to mention to them that we are on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. So you guys can also listen to us there with no freaking excuses.
Literally, I've been hearing our podcasts. I know we recorded and we know what we're talking about. But literally, when I've been going to the gym, I'm like, I'm just going to hear the episode again. And it's so cool. So there's no freaking excuses. When you hit the gym, come on. Turn it on.
Exactly. But yeah, guys, we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.